Okay, so now I've been in this house for 27 years or more, and we've had this same handrail up top here since we bought the house. As you can see, the newel post is loose. When I first moved in, I did the obligatory, put the screws in there to try and help stiffen it up. That really didn't work well. On the back side here, this was, as you can see, just toe nailed with finish nails all the way around. I've already cut them, and as you can see, that's all that was in there, was holding it in there. It was just a bunch of finish nails is all that was holding it in the wall. So I've cut that. I've already taken one of these. This newel post here, when we bought the house, was broken. Apparently they had tried to, if you take it out, you'll see they put a finish nail in there to try and extend the tube. It's bowed, and it looks like what they did here was they just drilled straight down into the hardwood floor. As you can see, there's a joist right there, and then there's nothing on the other side. So and it appears this hardwood flooring is either cracked or they cut it to fit it around something. I'm not sure. Finish nail there to keep it, because you can see it moves pretty well. So we bought the parts. I'm gonna put a hole in the wall downstairs to see if I can stiffen up the bottom of that newel post before I cut it off and try something else. And like I said, I've already cut the finish nails up in here. I'm gonna reuse this handrail and reuse this newel post. I've already bought new balusters to put in, and I'm going to knock this off, and so I can get all the other stuff out. So you can see at the top here, all they did was take finish nails and nail down into the newel post to hold it down. They look like they did a pretty good job of creating this handrail into this cap that goes on the newel post, and I'm just gonna try and knock it off, and we're gonna go from there. Well, that came off quicker than expected. It looks like there was just one finish nail in there. Get down there. It looks like I finally got all the balusters out, and it looks like they drove a finish nail from the hardwood floor into the bottom of the baluster, and I guess over time of this flexing has caused this oak board to flex or crack. So I think what I'll do is I'll get a piece of oak 3/4 and cover this up, nail down through here to help into the joist that's in the bottom here, and try and strengthen that floor up. Maybe put something from underneath. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it or not. I don't know what's going on with this newel post. I kind of think that there's a piece that it's notched out down there. I'm going to try and see if I can look down in there, but I'll let you know. Okay, so I got the top of this handrail off, and as you can see, back in the old days they just carved this out so it would fit on here real nice, but they just put finish nails in there. That's how they held it together. I had to cut them off. The other top of this newel post was 1 inch, and the cap that I bought, the 90-degree cap, I had a 3/4 inch hole put in, so I put a plug in there, and I'll drill it out to 1 inch so it'll fit right on top of there like that, because I intend to go down here with a gooseneck and continue down with some handrail on this side. Okay, as you can see, I got it pulled apart, and I'm starting to fit the pieces. So I have a 90-degree cap here, and when it came, it was pre-drilled. It was pre-drilled with a 3/4 inch hole, and as you can see, the top of the baluster is 1 inch. So I took one of the old balusters and plugged it up, glued the hole, re-drilled it to 1 inch. Took some sandpaper and a rasp and kind of smooth this out a little bit. It fits on there tight, but it fits on there nice now, as you can see. So that piece is fitted. Now I'm going to work on the rosette. Alright, I've got the top handrail fitted. I used the old handrail because I didn't want to drill holes again and stuff like that. Fit a rosette to the wall, made that connection a lot stronger. I used a zip bolt in the bottom of there to connect it to that. I've got the 90-degree cap on, connected. I used the Lamello Invis M2 to connect it with a Festal domino also to help give it some strength. It's not glued up yet. It's just fit together. That way I can get this piece cut when I go to put the gooseneck on there. But right now it's just sitting on top of there. Good fit. I've got to shape this up because the bottom of this handrail is a little different than this one. So we'll shape it up to match right here. You'll never see the difference once I come out of here into this cap on this turn, and should be good to go. So far so good. Okay, so I bought this zip bolt post fastener, and I've drilled a hole 6 inches into the floor. That's the only place that I could grab onto a joist, and unfortunately the joist, the center of the joist is not the center of the post. Drilled the 1.5 inch hole here. It started off kind of off-centered. I'll repair that, but I kind of leveled this up with a hammer, bent it in place to get it kind of level, and then we'll try and level it up from there and see how well it tightens up. So you put this cap on the top once it's inside the post, and you use this torque spec to tighten it up either with this or with the impact gun. So we'll see how it goes. definitely a lot more sturdier than what it was with just a toenail. I mean, the toenail finish nails. Definitely a lot better. Yep, definitely 100% better than what it was. Okay, so the zip bolt system for the newel post has worked very well. Leveled it up here with composite shim to get it plumb. Definitely a lot better than it was. Once I get the handrail tied in and the rail going down the steps, it'll be a lot better. Definitely better than the finish nails that were toe-nailed all the way around it. Basically, that's what held this newel post in place. That was really sad. I don't know what carpenter came up with that bright idea, but there you have it. So now we're going to get to connecting the rest. I've got, because this board is cracked, and I've got new balusters to go in these holes. Of course, the bottoms of them are a little bit different. Because this is cracked, I'm just going to get a piece of 3/4 inch oak and put a strip along here and drill new holes for those to sit in. So we'll go ahead and get that measured out, get that on, and we might get this piece back together again today. Okay, what I did here was I put each baluster in the hole, and then I drilled into the baluster to the bottom of this strip, and I screwed each one with 1.25 inch finish screw. That'll help hold it in place. They're also glued, and if I ever need to take it apart for some reason, this will aid in doing it. Okay, so this section here is pretty much done. I got the rosette against the wall. I've got the new 90-degree cap on. Everything's glued, screwed. I put that 3/4 inch piece down here to cover up the holes from the old balusters and the cracked hardwood floor underneath. And as you can see, what I did was I drilled each hole with a Forstner bit, put the bottom of the baluster in there, screwed it, drilled it, put a screw, finish screw, glued it, and then I also used like a finish head screw on this board, one to hold it down, and the cracked floor underneath was kind of loose to help secure that down to the joist below and make that a little stronger, but also it makes it modular. Should something happen to one of these, I can just undo those 3 screws. The tops aren't glued, they're very tight, as you can see, and pull that out, repair one, slip it back in. So there we go. That portion is basically complete. I've already got the gooseneck here cut and fit. As you can see, I got the Invis nut on this end, and I've got a Festool domino to help secure that. And then I'll get the rail down here up and get everything configured with the gooseneck, and we'll get that finished and put on. But there you go, there you have it. I'm very satisfied with it. I'm satisfied with the color of the stain that I bought, matched the old dark color that they had previously. On to the next one. Okay, I've got the lower part of the handrail fitted together. As you can see, connected to the cap right there. I've got my gooseneck. I've had to cut it here. I got my easing in here. Got my rail come down, and I got the end on the rail right here. What's been a game changer in the assembly of this rail is the Lamello Invis. So if you haven't seen it, it's a system that basically uses a bolt and a nut that's controlled by this magnet to open and close it. And I've used that in this system. And what's nice is I can fit it, take it apart if I need to, glue it up, and do the final fitting. So I'll show you how that works here. As you can see, the magnet will spin this nut and loosen it up and tighten it, where I've drilled holes using a template. And then of course I've got my Festool domino in the bottom to help support that. So we're going to go ahead and glue this up right now and connect it. And just like that, it's secured. Now I'll wipe off the excess glue and go up to the next ones. And just like that, all the joints are glued up. Now we'll wait for them to dry overnight. Take it back apart downstairs. Use a sander to match these joints up, to shape them up a little nicer. Get it stained, get some poly on it, and get it back installed. Okay, so here's the finished product. I was able to take it downstairs to my shop, apply a stain, apply poly to it, get these joints shaped up. We all know that when we're putting these together, some edges, even though they're the same profile, some edges may match up and others may not. This little rolled edge here needs to be, so it looks like it connects right here sometimes. But all in all, it came out very, very nice. I'm very pleased with the whole thing. It no longer moves like it did when I've lived here in the house for such a long time. It's hard to believe that the gentleman who installed this initially only used finish nails to put the handrail into the wall and down from the newel post to the finished floor. It's the same way down at that lower portion of the rail. They toe-nailed everything together. But that's nice and sturdy, so I'm not going to disturb that. Back when I was a young trim finish carpenter and I did high-end homes over in New Jersey, I installed quite a few handrails. And I got to tell you, being thrown into something like that, using the hanger bolts that come with it, with the nut on the end that you gotta, it was difficult, but it worked. And I gotta give a shout out to a guy I found on YouTube, Scott Earl Smith Finishing Touch Carpentry. He really refreshed my memory on doing these handrails. I looked at a couple of things. I looked at the zip bolt. I bought a lot of them to do every joint actually. What I ended up using was just one for attaching the rail to the rosette on the wall, and the zip bolt to attach the newel post into the floor. The rest, watching him use that Lamello Inves was a game changer for me. I mean, to be able to put something together by using a magnet and then get it all fitted up and then take it apart and glue it back up once you had it was, to me, you know, this 35 years down the road since I've been putting them together. It's been a long time since I've done a handrail like this, because you know, even though I was successful in my trim finish carpentry job, I went and got a big boy job. So, you know, work smarter, not harder, as you get later in life. Anyways, Scott really showed a lot of what it was doing. I was able to use my Festool Domino also to help beef that joint up and really get a good glue joint on it. So, you know, it's done. Here it is. I'm happy with it. The wife's happy with it. It turned out nice. There it is. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.